Chris here with High Seas Cruising, and welcome to today's video. Alright, I got several Carnival Cruise Lines news stories for you today. So let's jump right in so we can get through all of these. And we're going to start with some ship movements that occurred today. So the Carnival Freedom, which normally this time of year is going to start Alaska sailings, well, due to the Carnival Spirit and the Carnival Splendor taking over the Alaska sailings, the Carnival Freedom has moved over to Port Canaveral to do 4 and 5 night sailings in the Bahamas and the Eastern Caribbean. Now, the Carnival Freedom is essentially taking place of the Carnival Elation. Well, the Carnival Elation has moved up till Jacksonville, Florida to do 4 and 5 night sailings to the Bahamas. Now, Carnival has released some guidelines for stopping in Canadian ports, particularly with the Alaskan season fixing to start up here shortly. Now, Carnival says those that are booked on these sailings will receive updated requirements approximately 2 weeks before sailing. Things are still a little fluid, things are still kind of changing, but there are some specific rules for stops being made in Canada. So I want to make sure everybody is at least aware of these and be prepared for when they come up if you are booked on one of these cruises. So vaccinated guests, including those who are up to date with their vaccines, may take a PCR test within 72 and 24 hours prior to sailing, or an antigen test within 2 days prior to sailing in compliance with Canadian regulations. Now, unvaccinated guests are required to take a PCR test between 72 and 24 hours prior to sailing and an antigen test at embarkation. Now, additionally, all guests are required to log onto ArriveCan or download the mobile app for free to enter proof of vaccination and travel information before embarkation. And certain nationalities will require visas to enter Canada, and it is the guest's responsibility to ensure they have all of the required documentation. All right, so the biggest thing on there that I saw is you are going to have to download that app, ArriveCan. That way you can upload your testing requirements and your proof of vaccination. That's something if you are going to be sailing here in the upcoming season, you may want to go ahead and start downloading that now. See what you're going to have to fill out, the type of information you're going to have to put into it. That way when it's your turn to actually load your documentation, you will be ready to go and not have any issues with your Alaska sailing. All right, and an update for the Carnival Miricale sailing out of San Francisco here on April the 28th. The ship will be arriving in San Francisco as originally scheduled on 4/28, sometime late morning. Guests are asked to go back to online check-in to reselect their arrival appointment. This is the second time this week we have changed this, so please be understanding of any callers and apologize for any inconvenience we have caused. And apparently this is now the third time they have changed the arrival times for this one particular cruise. So unfortunately, if you are booked on that cruise, hopefully you've gotten a notification on this. If not, definitely go back in, check your arrival times. You may have to select them again. And hopefully this will be the last time that they have this particular problem. And one final change from Carnival Cruise Lines, and this is going to involve masks in cruise terminals. Carnival has officially changed their language in their health and safety protocols. We recommend guests wear face masks while indoors, except when eating or drinking or in their own staterooms, and when in large congregate events outdoors where physical distancing cannot be maintained. Masks are highly recommended during the entire embarkation and disembarkation process, and while on public transportation in a U.S. port. Masks are required in the medical center. When going ashore, guests must be prepared to follow all local guidance regarding masks and physical distancing. The status of local guidelines will be shared with guests prior to disembarkation at the destination. And that is directly from John Heald, the brand ambassador for Carnival Cruise Lines. So now in the cruise terminal, according to Carnival's health and safety protocols, masks are now recommended, but are not required. Now, how much Carnival controls the cruise terminals versus how much the Coast Guard controls the controls the cruise terminals versus how much the TSA controls the cruise terminals, though it seems like the Coast Guard is the one that actually is the enforcement for the terminals. We may have to still see how that kind of plays out, but it looks like as of now, officially Carnival themselves is no longer requiring masks inside the terminal during embarkation and disembarkation. But of course, any guidelines from the destinations you visit, those will still be in effect. So still take the mask with you, because if you go to a place that requires one, you will still have to wear it. And that's going to be your cruise news for today. Like I said, a bunch of Carnival stories, some changes, some updates that Carnival has made. If you are on an upcoming Carnival cruise and any of these changes could affect your cruise, you should already have received an email making you aware of these changes. I hope everybody has enjoyed today's video. If you have, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Have yourself a great day, and like always, we will see you out on the high seas.